I see South Africa is actually having serious problems with power shedding here. Most African countries are energy deficient. And if you really want to compete with the rest of the world, then we must make energy available and affordable. And here we are talking about clean energy, making Africa green. And there are several ways of doing it. You've got serious potentials in terms of green energy. You've got wind, you've got solar in abundance in several parts of the continent. Some places you've got even wave energy. Other places you have got geothermal potential, like in Kenya. And then you have got hydro, also in many parts of the continent. How do we harness all this? There is the Inga Dam that we've been talking about, the Grand Inga Dam, which has the potential to bridge the gap, ever temporarily, of the continent. Because in the Inga, you have the potential to generate up to 120 megawatts, because it's 12 gigawatts of energy. And that could resolve the problems many African countries are experiencing, including South Africa for now.
Prime Minister, you spoke about all these grand plans. But when you look at the implementation, often you find that there is no political will. Is there currently a political will when you look at the leaders on the continent? Because for this to happen, there must be synergy with all countries. Is there a political will from leaders on the continent to really address this issue of infrastructure?
I want to say yes and no. Yes, I think that at the level of purely political rhetoric or commitment, there is a commitment, because there are resolutions that have been passed by the head of state meeting approving some of these projects. As we're talking right now, there are 69 projects which have been approved for implementation. But most of them are carryovers from the previous phase. They've been brought into here, because we're now talking in terms of Agenda 2063. And a number of them are here. There are some which are supposed to be implemented by 2030, others by 2040, 2050, up to 2063. But then I would want to tell you that we are behind schedule in terms of implementation. I think, a number of projects get stuck at the feasibility study level. Others, you see, the feasibility study has been done, but there are no funds for implementation. After 2-3 years, the feasibility study has become obsolete. Then you need to now pay more money for a new feasibility study. So the feasibility studies themselves have become industries, consume a lot of money on the continent. But two, there is lack of capital to implement some of these projects. There is a political goodwill or will to do it, but there's inability. Some of the partners who are supposed to give funding create conditions which cannot be met by some of these other countries. So there is a way, a need to actually create a fund, and that's what I've been working for. What I want to leave here as a legacy is to create an African infrastructure fund that will enable these African countries to access capital at, I want to say, affordable level, so that they don't have to depend on donors which come with conditionalities to them.